Welcome to the Seano Show. I'm your host, Mr. Seano McFarland. This is the last show of season 3, and for now, it's the final one. It's not a goodbye. It's just I'll see you later. I need to start with some thank yous. My straight-up gangster manager, Ben Cohen, who made the deal happen with iHeart and has been just a great steward of me doing this show. My producer, to my left here, Keith Kornelek, who this show, brother, does not exist without your enthusiasm. Getting up your Sundays to make this thing happen. Your wise feedback, man, and thank you. I also need to mention Pod People and Brian Rivers. I want to thank everybody at iHeart, Will Pearson, president of iHeart Podcast Network, and the legendary, iconic Bob Pittman, who took a relative unknown with limited exposure and made a fucking bet on me and trusted me and said, Seano, you got a voice, you're a great storyteller. And that meant the world to me, Bob. And for somebody who created MTV, that was, you did good, man. I appreciate you. To my son, Dylan McFarland, my man. He was on the show. Check out that episode. It's powerful if you want to see what any generational trauma looks like. To my sweetheart, Brianna McEllery, for your relentless optimism, good cheer. You made me a better man, and thank you for helping me during difficult times with this show. And to my guest, we've had some big names. You know, we've had Tony Robbins, we've had Mike Tyson, Josh Brolin, some great exchanges. But I really want to give a heart thanks to my clients whose faith and trust in me led to them speaking on a major platform. You know who you are, and I want to thank you for carrying the message of what happens here at Shell. And lastly, the listeners. I think anybody that truly knows me is I don't really care that much about fame or money. What I care about is changing people's life, shifting narratives, and changing belief systems. So all the emails and texts and DMs of moms, dads, artists, athletes, the show that gave you a different look, that gave you inspiration, that maybe made you laugh, that helped you get sober, that helps you maybe become more patient, maybe have some forgiveness, maybe just thank you. And all I ask is that you spread the love. I'd like to leave you with some thoughts, some things that are important to me. You know, when I started the show, I didn't know what it had become. I knew one thing: if we told the truth, something good would happen. And as our dear friend, Mr. Mammoth says, tell the truth, it's the easy thing to remember. If there's one thing I learned during all these conversations, is nobody gets through life without being broken a little bit. But the people who change the world are the ones who turn their brokenness into service. Your mess can become your mission. Most of the people that I admire, the ones that are doing real work in the world, they didn't come from perfect lives. They came from chaos, addiction, trauma, loss. So your mess isn't the end of your story. Sometimes it's the beginning of your purpose. The truth will set you free, but first it'll scare the fuck out of you. The biggest breakthroughs I've ever seen in myself or anyone else happens when a moment somebody stops pretending. When you tell the truth about your life, everything changes. Service is a cheat code of life. When I'm miserable, self-obsessed, spinning in my old head, the fastest way out of helping somebody is to service. It gets you out of the prison of self. Morning routine. People, I love my morning routine. All right, every morning you have a decision to make. Will you wake up and drift into their day of distraction, or will you rise with intention, power, and purpose? Most people wake up reacting to the phones, reacting to the world. Let me tell you something. The champions, the leaders, the game change agents, they prime themselves. They command their mind before the world tries to, because the first words you speak each morning, they shape your focus. They trigger your emotions. They direct your destiny. Never, ever lay in bed and try to figure things out. Do not debate with darkness. Get your ass up, get into gear. People want to grow. The one thing I've learned about relationships, friendships, business, love is this: choose people who want to grow, because if someone refuses to grow, eventually they'll resent you for changing. That's the facts, Jack. Find your tribe. Your life changes the day you find your people. The ones who tell you the truth, the ones who celebrate your growth, the ones who won't let you disappear when things get dark. On community, healing doesn't happen in isolation. It happens in rooms and conversations and people looking you in the eye and saying, I've been there too, man. On choosing the right people. Do you want to change your life? Do you really want to change your life? Change the room you're standing in, because the people around you will either raise your frequency or they will slowly pull you back to your old story. When you find your tribe, something extraordinary happens. Your courage grows, your honesty deepens, and suddenly the life that felt impossible starts becoming real. When I got sober in 1987, my sponsor said, Seano, if you stick around long enough, you're going to really witness some miracles here, man. I didn't believe him at the time. I was too broken, too ashamed, too convinced my story was already written. And you know what? He was absolutely right. I watched people come back from addiction, betrayal, prison, trauma, heartbreak, and rebuild their lives they never thought were possible. I watched strangers become brothers. I watched broken families heal. I watched miracle happens in room and conversations and communities. And honestly, doing this show has been one of the biggest miracles for me. Somehow, at the age of 22, God gave me the gift of sobriety, and I started telling the truth about my life. And somehow that turned into me sitting across from extraordinary human beings having conversations that matters. So I think that's enough for me. And lastly, always remember, first the love wins. Thank you so much. Godspeed. Over and out, Brother Seano. The Seano Show is a production of iHeart Podcasts, hosted by me, Seano McFarland, produced by Pod People and 28th Ave. Our lead producer is Keith Cornelek. Our executive producer is Lindsay Hoffman. Marketing lead is Ashley Weaver. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week.